And when you don't introduce them, I go play that we roll on a clap again.
Good evening, mi famulem, in a kushe and plenty ado to in a all. Today, I the cover for me lovely brother, when I'm Mr. Prince, in order with today, but me na the man will stand in for him. Today na April 24, and we can talk about how the election go turn like. Una mi people them in a all get in our own interest. Who una feel to say that the person we go carry forward we country for we as to how we go want for see them. But when we look at all the things them way they go on at the country, now one them way very worrying. Quite a lot of people them don't see them and they crack their throat, they say, thing, no, they look good. And now we see people them way now people them way yuki, they all only begin to take front seat, all in the name of alliance. When you they talk about alliance, you they talk about somebody where they align. That means to say you then are a different line. You they converge for long from one line because you get a common ideology, common value system. So when they talk about alliance with somebody, that means to say when they come together. But when you look at this whole thing, the funny part of it, NDC already they're in alliance because they call them grand, they call them a national grand coalition. Then they're in coalition already, where people them will come out APC, SLPP, and independent-minded people them come together for form they make a rainbow party. So when I hear they talk say them it does not for the look for coalition, how you go make a party where almost you they do constantly for the look for people them for join with, like for say when you go school, when you're in a classroom, you get your syllabus, you know they study, but when you come to examination, all you busy the long church, you don't turn giraffe for spy. This is what this man is telling us saying they do. But the reality is, are they in coalition? You already there in coalition with them people there. And now you talk say you can't make coalition. A coalition, una don't align. When una align, una they get one name, una get one leadership. But una look at the gimmick. Una look at the mix up. Una look at the show business where they go on here. Waiting and talk now. They say now two separate parties them. How una go be aligned and be separate? It does not make sense. And this really they trouble me. Now this the money about the so-called politicians that will get now we country. They mean to say we not lao them. They mean to say we fool. They mean to say we now waiting till the man call senye. Waiting at senye. Person way hit not full up. Person way mentally retarded. We are not retards. Most of us can read and write. Most of us don't travel widely. We know the difference between we wrist and we elbow. So, what's in the go on? This is the question. Maada Bio, one for be the one way they choose, who they run with. Now, him one for set the laws. Now, him go decide who that. Now, the person we go compete with them. And all of that, now corruption. All of that, now mix up. Now, we don't get too bad animal them. Don't get that together. Me they call them all two second. Now that board where they prey on chicken. And when you not chicken, you really want second, it become very uneasy. And in man called unbackup. So now we're in this situation. How we see we save these elections. Because up till now, when we talk so, the opposition leader, when Dr. Samura, 30 days, then he tried to put katana in aid. They want to make a touch cartoon. We're not so young. You don't get nothing to do with them. But not just for make them push them out of the race. Can Maada Bio do that? If Maada Bio choose to do that, would the Sierra Leoneans them sit by and watch? Because we have get this history for always sit down they watch when they kill we prophets them, when they kill we good people them. Now so we sit down we watch when they kill Dr. Fona. We sit down they watch. Now so we sit down they watch when they kill Sambambura. But now all when they sit down they lament that man didn't have a good man. You knew he was good. Why did you sit back and watch? Any country, you get two types of participants in everything. You get the active and the passive. So far me concerned, active or passive, I don't see difference. Active, like the person them where they right at the nucleus of the issue. The one them where they perpetrate them. Now they are the active participants them. Like right now, the active participants them. Now people they like Maada Bio, people they like a cabinet, people they like Kande Yonkela, Abbas Bundu them. This na the Agbagba them. Now then one day ya don't ransack we country to how it is so now. So what you know go say to we say, we go sit down and look there, we not do nothing. That make we the electorate passive participants. So we are equally as bad as them if we sit there and don't do anything. If you look at the Quran tell we for say, where you, now a Muslim, one of your responsibilities, now the command we God give we, for let we uphold justice. Waiting at the word justice. Justice comes from the word just. To be just. Waiting, not just. That is for be fair. And you get for give equality. You know for encourage anything when they create inequality. You get for treat people them equally. Even if they married, you can marry up to 4 women. But if you choose for do that, you get for treat them fairly. Or if you're not able to do that, you get for stick to one woman. Because that is a fundamental principle where Islam talk about. And the same thing, the Bible, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus talk about how we for be just, how we for treat people equally, we for treat them fairly. So fairness, now a moral minimum standard. If this is not happening, we the Sierra Leonean them, are we going to sit back again and be linesman? No. I feel to say these elections, we all get for come right at the center of the field and we get for be referee and not spectators. So family, now this we can for talk today. Sierra Leone, the roof there on fire because the way how the society is so polarized. What they call polarized society, that society where divided, it don't become a wedge. And the space between them, they widen as the situation they become even more tense. Then you hear people them as within the social media, with the hear how they talk, them against us against them. When you hear the northern they talk about Kenema. When the southern they talk, anything, McKinney. But is this how we should live? We are a country. We get one constitution, but we get two systems. And who are responsible for this? Maada Bio. Maada Bio come, he tell me for say, it bring change for we, but when he take power, the very first thing we do, he change the change. After where he change the change, one of the things that way he say it change, he say it can lock all the old them, it can reduce spending. But because it gets a chronism, it don't create a feudal system in which it reward people that were loyal to them. It don't open embassy them who no need. It don't duplicate roles them we're not supposed for don't they. So you find out for say the spending don't become so huge, humongous. The country not able to afford that. And we not a country we get an economy. We economy now call them manjalanji economy. It's a bit the liars yarasuli. If they're not in for we We not get nothing. So, well, I think he say, now they now. Now then now, we suppose forget a leader where they show prudency. What they call prudency. This now person where they cut a coat according to size. If they get scale of preference, what is important, he put on top. Waiting less important, he put on bottom. Then he go cut here, put here, for let alleviate suffering from people. And one of the things where the APC government be do, then we get what they call cushion. What's in cushion? Then cushion prices them for people them. They help people them. They support people them in areas them where they know for say the people that need help. Because that is the role of a government. A government that is supposed for help improve the people and quality of life. So what in APC do? Rest price be a bit challenging, and Sierra Leone rest now with staple food. Now we depend on. So what in APC do? Then put help for we people them. They subsidize for rice. Certain percentage and the government they cover them. Petrol, they do the same thing. Because anytime where petrol price go up, it affects the prices of food. So the government, being Cobra government, they think about that. And even the fallout when they get with IMF during the previous head of state item, that is Dr. Ernest Koroma. Now, because of that, Ernest Koroma said, IMF, this is my country. These are my people. And me first responsibility in order to IMF, in order to salon people. Whether in a lekam or not, if not the help, una say una the help, una take them. But that subsidy per rest and petrol are not the pull them. They not pull them. So IMF not support them. IMF the all thing be supposed for all. That's ended. SLPP be the exploit the developments there. And even where would he get the woman where na a patriot, na a professional, a sabi a job, na be the Auditor General. Clara be they make reports, then be they allow Clara for do a job without any redress, without any attack, without any intimidation, and then reports and the SLPP they use them to their advantage for do exploits. But now, where it is time for them for wear the shoes, they say Lara not for able practice. Then sack the woman for make report the wasteful spending, the bad economic management system where they get. And now, when they see kind of young girl they come out, this now the most funny part of this whole thing, this progressive alliance, when they say that they do. Progressive alliance. What is progressive where SLPP don't do, where NGC feels to say they're supposed to come together? Fumble them. This is for Una. Una tell me. SLPP take power. They say that they can block drainage. Then can't open the drainage. Now the drainage don't turn to gutter. It don't turn to gully. It don't turn to samba gutter. Now not to drip the drip. Now not drain the drain. Then can they come on talk for say hardship day all over the world? You know, now then deceptions they are monami. Now then kind lie there are the fen very, very, very intolerable. Because when you want lie, let it lie they close to the truth. We problem that Sierra Leone not to COVID bringer. Sierra Leone be then at the cliffhanger. The economy be the fordom every day. The country be done sick before COVID come. So COVID just exacerbates the problem. The problem was already there. Where in the camp, in the fordom park, every roof, they left no roof. But you will get your host, now your responsibility for make sure say you put your host before rain season. So if you not prepare your roof for rain season, where say rain they come, and make human can always talk for say you get to put something on the side for any other, now which man called unforeseen contingencies. Where you get money, You know they spend all you eat till you colic. You go pull some, you put in a fridge. Some, you go dry. Some, you go roast. You go find different ways. If not meat, you go salt some. You dry on a sand. Because time go come way, resources not go flow the usual way. So you go get for try for, you know, just suppose, kotia putia, puliana putia, you know, then you say John Perman to win a John rest. Not okay, because now the same belly they go. But in this case here now, then say that they can block this leakage. Now we don't want to gutter. They don't make any preparation. Now they want to hide behind COVID. That is the biggest, most colossal lie we I don't ever hear in my life. We country a problem now one way it is man-made. Maada be new. And if you look at the whole thing, APC was more responsible. They were a lot more responsible because at least when they see things were difficult when they go through Ebola, that was a change which affects the economy. Then get for do cut back. That is what a sensible person go do. If you be there eat 3 bread, you say, the money we'll get now the same money, but then picking they can't go secondary school now. So we get for plan for the new textbook that we'll get for buy. So we get for save some money. So we'll be there eat 5 bread, now we eat 2.5 or 3. So we save them money for the 2 bread, make it accumulate for let we go able for buy them textbook then. That's not mean to say money no day. You just rearrange the way you spend your money. You just suppose. Take some, you put on the side. Not to become money no day. Money day. But you get a lot of people that when they come out, hey, austerity, they bring austerity. Austerity now the responsible thing for do where you get problem, inflation. You go look, you get choices for do. You either raise taxes or you make cuts. Waiting you know for say go suit you people them. Because you go try for do in the shorts of way no go hurt the people them. But this SLPP government, they're deceptive, they're full of lies, they don't want to do austerity. So what did they do? Them put a heavy tax them per week. They don't raise all the taxes they don't quadruple in the country. And what is sad, them like this, where people in here they run water. Now in the salon, government decide say, then they go pass a bill in parliament for make they increase the minister them and the speaker then benefits in case they left work, then for pay them till they die, they forget them security till they die. Eh? And this country here where money not do. Now so with the run country, where they run country, it's not about doing measures them where they help the strongest people them at the society. The people that we get more. Already, the minister them, the speaker them, the money them pegged. Where what man say you money pegged, that means to say they stitch them to the dollar. Where the dollar they go up, the minister the money they go up with them. So everybody that's Sierra Leone, the own money they for them when the dollar they go up. But the minister the own money, they go up with the dollar. So then get this unfair advantage and tap this unfair advantage. Now they want to give themselves extra bunya. We hide the run water, then get bunya. And so you the lead person, and so you the be. And this is part of we culture then when we get to Sierra Leone. Leadership is not one that is really always good. Even at the homes them. When mama cook fall, the breast, the leg, the owner for papa, they put them. The picking and where they grow, and then they get all the dry parts, them they hand them, they fall foot, and they fall head, they fall neck, and the picking and they get. Then we're supposed to grow and they get what papa they get obesity. That's the kind of leadership we get. Where you go to church, when they cook, the very first thing, let them dish for pastor, let them dish for them imam them. So it is always those on top, they get the cream. So this culture now one way we this alone people dem for say no to. And that's make we get for put we foot down. We get for take a step back and ask ourselves how we want to see we country in the next 5 years. Would we want to have a country we're so polarized, where we get a president we're supposed to be the fountain of honor? Now, in the fountain of dishonor, the man we're supposed for bring the people in together, their national cohesion. Now, him for make sure say that maintain and take place. But now him, now the one we hold the trowel and the pickaxe for dig that gutter, for divide the people in. Now we don't get kind of young when the mason as he dig in the cement for make the crack no go lock. As he dig in the cement. And now then people there say they don't do an alliance. But me people them will not be fooled. When they say alliance, will they align. Two separate entities. We get a different line of action, different objectives. Then ideas they converge and come together and become one line. So when they align together, get one leadership and one system. But then say they don't come together, but they separate. How do they go come together but not separate? Something is not right. Now Nigeria, 2013, the largest opposition party then come together. 3 big party them come together when an opposition party them. They all get a name, they're all independent from each other. When they come together, now they form this new party where the first time when they win election, Buhari now win for them. They call it APC. Now all Progressive Congress. They get one name, one philosophy, one value system. That is what alliance is. So the APC party was born in 2013 in Nigeria. Then 3 parties they come together. Then get a discussion. They make a decision, say therefore become one. Then change the name them. All 3 abandon the name them. Then form the alliance where they call APC. That is All Progressive Congress and Nigeria. And then they try. But na Sierra Leone, anything where they happen in Sierra Leone, it corrupts. If you want to say they want to do alliance, then they can't tell we for say alliance and they come together, but then they keep their own name them. Then they come together, but they will be remain separate. Then they come together, but then get their own leadership. That is not an alliance. This na a gathering of convenience where they make for delude the people them. And one word when they use, they say for the peace na the country. Whenever you hear peace, there is conflict. So what is the confliction? What is the conflict? What is the conflict? So if you the camp for can bring peace, you say Alassane and Alusane they make peace. You not Taiwo. You go now, you join Alassane against Alusane. That you don't take sides. That is not peace. That you don't join for shoulder to shoulder for make una take foot the other border. That is not honest. That is deceptive. Engineer, I want you play one video because I want to show the audience say Kande Yunkela is very deceptive. Kande Yunkela, they try for say in an economist, but Kande Yunkela is an agriculturist. We get a flavor of economics, and he get this inferior complex pan. He so get complex pan with man. I mean, tell somebody if Kande would have succeeded, he would have made a very, very bad leader. Why? because it gets so much complex pan with man that all the decisions that we for be make, therefore be pro-Europe and anti-Africa, then we would have got a very bad deal. Because the man they talk say how him with money they look for him. You know they afraid God. You so sabi that with man not get with man for consult, now you they consult, but economics issue. You want tell me for say you sabi book past Nigerians? The whole world they revere Nigeria for academia. Nigeria inside America then gets more academics past any other group than Nigeria, than America. That is how strong Nigeria is. Can they talk for say the with money they talk to them? You know they say the with money they talk to them. Can they? That is a fallacy. That is delusion.
Interest rate in Ghana, we say on 29%. Ghana 18. Yes, full price inflation across Africa is between 35 to 40%, depending on the community. That's where we are. So get out of that. Not over that. Now hard work. This Ukraine-Russia war is tough. People like we and the people we bring out for solvent for Africa. So yes, the country tough. And that make us say, we listen. President, do you know you're the one that cry? We will do the best for solvent. You know what we by magic. For us, we all come together. Let some man know use that man they. Let some man know use that man they say, me they can fix that quick. Now that. This problem is the force. Obama, when this crisis, you know, like people, he said to take us time, but I will deliver. That's what we promised today. We will work on the economy. Yes, we profess corruption. Yes, we profess
corruption. This is comedy. Can they talk for say the situation as it is? People and they talk say then they can fix the economy. The problem is not unique to Sierra Leone. You know, that is so false that it's not funny. Sierra Leone problem is different. Sierra Leone problem was bad before COVID. COVID just make it worse. But where they talk for say they happen in other countries then. To me, your knowledge, other countries, they don't put packages in place for alleviate them problems there for them people them. Like England, where are they? Everybody, every quarterly, then they give them 67 pounds towards electricity bill. So this date, I don't get 4 lots of 67 pounds help from the government. Just yesterday, government don't send an email to me, say then go pay in my account, help where I deserve, where go be 301 penny for help me for manage my life over the increase in prices. Having said that, waiting Sierra Leone don't do for its citizens. Waiting Maada don't do. Waiting Kande Yomkela don't advocate the government for do for alleviate the difficulties they have for the people there. Rather, it can't talk say the problem they everywhere. Yes, problem they any side. Everybody know for say we're ready for the all man a roof they leak. But we're ready for them. Who don't not prepare a roof fine? A roof go leak. Now that's make dry season. If you not say you roof not strong, you go potiam, you go strengthen the roof work. But if you not do that, then the place leak, you don't get somebody for blame. Maada take power 5 years ago. All the issues they have today, waiting he do for make the situation better. Waiting he puts together for make he improve the people in life. But the man come he take power. Agreements where a predecessor reject. Government na continuity. If I don't ask why a company rejects the IMF, then they. In Mago, he go agree with my IMF. Who are you leading? IMF or the Sierra Leonean people? IMF come out from economically strong countries. Then are the rich countries them. Then get big economies. Then get reserves. They can't tell you for that you privatize a country where not even get institutions then where they work. When you privatize, privatization, they breed profit for the person where buy the company. And they forget the spending power of the ordinary man where they dig gold cover all. You know, people like can say, you know, you get people that where they live and to mouth. Then and to mouth people them, and then they suffer. So APC they say, well, I mean APC, not so the Nigerian APC, not the Salon APC, when are all people's Congress. Say no. No matter what in IMF do, they help where would they give with people them for pushing the inflation. We know they remove them at any cost. We know they remove them at any cost. We know they do them. So then be they subsidized for rest and for petrol. Madabio, Mago right. As the council, whether with man say jump, he say how high. Now they remove the subsidies from petrol and rest. All of a sudden, the price hits the roof. And they not reverse again. As the money they for them, and so the rest they go up. As the money they for them, and so the petrol they go up. As the money they for them, and so Gary they go up. But that's not the affect the affluent. Who are the affluent? The one within the stratosphere. Why we talk about yesterday? They're not partisan. We were done where they suffer the pain. Now we partisan. Like they can't tell we. And Ghana, I not get that problem there. Ghana then make tax relief for them people then. Do we have tax relief? No. We have tax increases. Tax also increase in Sierra Leone. People are not they travel through Sierra Leone again. And they pass go Guinea. Guinea na $10 per flight. So for go and come, na $20. In business, they get what they call turnover. The more $10 they come fast, you they make more money pass you where they charge hundreds of pounds per one landing. So you find out for say with tickets not they ever kind of. Because we government, not to government, we get so react. Not to government where they think about the people difficulties. Not to government where they sorry for the people. So why? Why this they happen? Why this they happen? In family. How you go be a government? They tell waiting for you people the most. They tell what the business fraternity. They holler, they tell you say we want to do business bad. Now that telling you don't say lock tax and then buy. You they jam their overheads. You they take them profit margin. You just they charge them buy. So the people them really not happy. They not get rights for protest. Now protest don't become criminal. What is a protest? Protest now where somebody they come for can show their grievances. When they can show say they're not happy. When they come for can complain. Protests come in many ways. One of the ways them now through petition. You for rights to court, rights to the government, rights. Get people there for sign them documents and present una grievances. That's one form of petition. The other one are through demonstration. Where una they come out, una cannot treat, una make una self visible, una get una placards them, una display them to make the world know waiting the bone una chest. That is a fundamental right where every mortal man gets. Then the other right of protest. Now voting. Voting also is protest. So you can protest through voting. But Sierra Leone now, even the voting protest, they want to deny with that. They want for Riga. And at this, at the red line, where some of we prepare for continue for talk to Wuna with people then. Say, it don't reach them now, where we get for draw the line at the sand. Say, enough is enough. We shall not accept more of this. Una don't do them, una don't pass mark. Maada has been there before. NPRC, it make a colossal mess. They revolted against him. He run away. He thief money. He go. After 20 years, he come back. He say he don't go land. He don't change. Now give him another chance. Very lucky man. Then give him another chance. But you see, no matter what you do, you can teach dog for do all kind of thing. But no matter how you train dog, you not go eat with fork and knife. When you give him food, he go duck him out inside the. He has done it again. He don't duck him out inside the dish. They do the usually what up on the food. Now they say make you do so. He say not do. You know they go no side. You know they move stitch. And what in me find difficult? Not the arrogance, not the fussiness, not the pauperism, the by force. Whether I like it or not, I am not going anywhere. I will continue for the day. In fact, I don't call the law can be progressive. What you they can be progressive for kill the people there. Una don't kill them na Tombo. Una don't kill them na Tonko. Una don't kill them na Paneva Road. Una don't kill them na Mile 91. Una don't kill them na Makeni. Ebo. Una not show remorse. Una not show sensitivity to the people there. We not get national mourning. Before that day, we hear people like one lady when they call patient cold. It come na public. They miss them. If they come back, we go kill them. McKinney feels to say that they get the country. That in a government property. That's just show how ignorant people can be. In any country, governments not get property. Governments then only they oversee and run the country. The people that we own property in the country and the citizens. And if the previous government see the logic and see sense, say they for buy something for a particular place.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good.
Now they get time. If you want to take them, you go negotiate with them. But you know, go brutally, you kill the people, and because of that, I do not think in any way or form that was merited. That was not merited in any form. Nobody not be supposed to die, but people then died. When they die, they say they go do a report. They say they go do this. You know, it's so sad. When they kill Namakeni, Canada celebrate. When they kill Mr. Banya, may his soul rest in peace. Because any soul will die in the country untimely, you know, rights for the country. Now, a bad precedence. The people that would die in McKinney, it should not have happened. Mr. Banya, he died, you know, for don't happen. If Samson was lynched, they not be supposed for don't do that. If the man be don't broke any law, then for we don't arrest them, can go before the court of law. And if he gets any questions for answer, he answer the question and name. But when they see how the system is now, the criminal them, now they are the politician them. The criminal them, now they are the executives. The criminal them, now they're in charge of the court system. The criminal them, now they're in charge of the press. The criminal them, now they're the civil society. The criminal them, now they're parliament. The criminal gangster boss, what they call Abbas Bundu. Now in the landlord, now the house of parliament. How we could expect to get things done.
They fix the shutters now, isn't it?
I go put them to we all. Say Sierra Leone is total overhaul. Sierra Leone is a system. We don't get a total breakdown, total organ failure. Nothing on the
had some sleep, please.
Nothing on the work in Sierra Leone anymore. No matter what you do, you know the work. So we get for ask ourselves. And so we have for leave. If we don't agree, well, then we make change. And change not come easy, you know. Change is always difficult. Change, you get for readjust your position. Change, you get for come out from your comfort zone. And if we, the shy away from change because we don't want to be uncomfortable for a bit. We don't want to pay any price. Then why we not go just sell the country to them Chinese there? Then we share the money, all man scatter, then Chinese they can't take over the country. Because the way I look at it, the only hope is there to we, the electorate. And that hope they not a party, that mentality. We get for think hard and wise. Then say you get for be smart like a serpent. You get for be wise like a serpent. You get for take a step back. Look at your country. Was this the country this man inherit? Was it better before this man came? And he call cost benefit analysis. You look at the pros and you look at the cons. You look at the pluses, you look at the minuses. When you look at all of that, you put all together, then you go able for do within man and Wesabi book they call informed decision making, informed choice. That is, you get all the plausible answers them in front of you. You get all the tools them in front of you. You look through them all. You assess them all. Then you make something very comprehensive. That's what we need to do. Are things working for us now? This man where he kill them Timini then so. He kill them Limbadem. He kill them Creole. He transgress upon them. He oppress them. He bully them. He disgrace the leader them. Do you think now a good way for hold the country together? The Bible tells we for say we get for love thy neighbor as thyself. If you dey love your neighbor as thyself, like if me not to read, not to then to read then I'm neighbor, now then Kamara then Bangura, then Sisi, then Williams. If you na minde people they not to you neighbor them move. Now then Timni, then Creole, then Loco, then Limba, then Yalunka, then so. So if we get a leader, when I'm in the man, he talk for say his loyalty is only based on one side of the tribal orientation. His loyalty is totally and utterly based on the Mende orientation. And they use its power for subjugate all other tribes, for suppress all other tribes, for intimidate all other tribes. That is tribalism. That is fascism. That is despotism. And that is not acceptable. And with Constitution, don't make provision for that. With Constitution, make provision for they against that. Neme could get the rights for protest. Now the man, Pantap Day, he don't turn to Idi Amin. He say, Unu say, Una want freedom for speak, freedom of speech. He say, I go give una. But after when you talk, I not go guarantee you una freedom. So una talk no more. Talk as much as you want. But when you talk, there is going to be consequences. And the consequences would mean I would take away your freedoms. We see that young lady, dynamic lady. I so respect them. They can tell people and say, no measure person by price, by your size. We look Zainab, Sheriff. He gets small body frame, but she has a heart of a lioness. She's a lioness. She stood up tall and speak her mind to power. He say, if you ask me for votes for APC, I don't think say I go vote for them. But I would even more not consider voting for this government because this is a very wicked government. This is not government where they kill people. Now government who don't transgress about against the people. Now government this will not get sorryat. I would not even consider them. Not now, not ever. Because of that, they don't arrest her. So when I get for contemplate and reflect on what in Zainab talk, anybody with the right mind, would you vote for shorter government? The older girl, the rougher, the wutuwutua, the ramsack the woman, physicality, any personality. Is that what you should do as a government? A listening government would have summoned her to sit with them and speak. Then go learn from what he say. Possibly, then for even do an inquiry for make them go try for ascertain how they go deal with these issues. But they're not doing. They're not doing. Before that, now misuse them. So Zainab is right. Who in a right mind will go and vote for SLPP? Who in a right mind will choose SLPP? This election, we know for say we get 2 parties then. In fact, 3 parties. We get Alassane, we get Alusain, we get Taiwo. But now Taiwo and Alassane don't join because they don't make an alliance for make them go fight shoulder to shoulder together for Torpedo Hassan. But when you look at this progressive union where they don't make, you go ask yourself, what is progressive about them? If extrajudicial killing them, progressive, then vote for them. If you talk, you get trouble. You not talk, you die with angry. So you do, you damned. You don't, you are damned. If you talk, then go arrest you, then lock you up, then beat you, you die, or they wound you, angry, kill you back in a jail. You not talk, you then are oaths, you they starve. Starvation kill too. If the starvation not finish you, malaria and typhoid go do the finishing. All the governments say we don't come. Typhoid don't they from Kabaitem. Take today, waiting at the program where they don't put together for deal with this issue. This is one of the biggest failure by Salon politics. Salon, a country with 7 rivers, Atlantic Ocean, over 6 months rain. We're not able to provide drinking water for the people. Zimbabwe, now a landlocked country, they will give us the country water. Dubai, a desert, and they get salt water, they will give them country water. Malawi, landlocked country, they will give them country water. Kuwait, a desert, they will give them country water. We get 7 rivers, Atlantic Ocean, and over 6 months of rain. We're not able to provide. Then SLPP, they tell me for say, we are desperate for census because they do the census for then we go develop the country. Salon census now for political reasons, no more. Because if my memory can serve me well, when we get independence in Sierra Leone will be 1.8 million people. Freetown we get about 100,000 people. 9 build Laguma Hospital. 1925, 9 build Connaught Hospital. Freetown will be about 100,000. You know, be even reach 100,000. If them they do census, they for don't see the population they grow. From 1961, that same hospital, they say that they do census for development. Una watch you. Guma Valley, from when you with man and left, post independence, where we brought out and take charge of the country. That same Guma we then left, and we still get. They not increase the size. They not do nothing. But from where with man left, they say that every 10 years they do census. So they don't do 6 census then. How come? They not be ever see the need, say, they get for do development for make people and will get more water supply because the population don't increase from about 100,000 now 2 million people in Africa, over 2 million. So it's all a lie. That was the argument SLPP bring come for make them do the census. But this is an example, say, Sierra Leone census is not done for development. It is only done for political reasons. One reason we don't consider for do a census and do boundary arrangement now for make Rotifunk join Potloko. How Rotifunk could he Potloko? It inside Moyamba district. With man and left and so, that's why they take today. But then busy they manipulate Kenema. First time in the history of the world, rural area gets more population past urban area. It not ever be in the history of anywhere. Can they see an economist? Can they talk about progressiveness? But can they not able to deal with that? But can they can convince we say the difficulty within the world is everywhere. The difficulty within the world is not unique to Sierra Leone. Yes, it's unique to Sierra Leone. Because when Maada take power, it no say we get economic problem. It tell we for say it go can correct them. It go can block leakage where it can be open gutter. Now the gutter don't turn to gully. Then it tell we now say Ghana, they young this that Ghana don't cut taxes. What's in them cut taxes for? For me, then cushion the burden for the people. Let them alleviate the burden on the people. We in Sierra Leone, when things go bad, the burden and they transfer into Wuna. So what they do, it's like person when they told them fish basket, when they call Pantimini Kuda. So we are the one where they taught the Kuda. So all what they do, make kata, pamam now we aid. Now we go pay the price. Then can they get the bold mind they tell we for say, hey, you know, unique to we. The one that we say then they can't wait in. Who are the one there? The one that way they talk so he make an alliance with them. The man is very dishonest. Then get caught now the alliance with APC and other party them. But if you then a parliament, while you then a parliament, you they represent your constituency and your political party, that was NDC. The administration, the secretariat of the party, then they run the party affairs. So if anybody is supposed to discuss issues them of NGC, now then it's Bright and the Secretary General of NGC party. How comes? Now can they now go discuss about the alliance and he keep them on the dark. So that means to say NGC from how long not to a public entity, now be a privately run party. It's all about Kande. This money away with money the picky brain. With money pick your brain, you not even understand how a political party they work. You say that they pick your brain. If you that dumb, if you that unprogressive, if you that unsophisticated, how comes with money they pick your brain? You see, where mortal man gets attention seeking disorder, where mortal man deluded, where mortal man they pan this Manjalanji culture, where mortal man don't decide say in a Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are? Mr. Big Stuff. The man we know it all. The man when I want to work for UN. The man when I in this. We're not so even the big developmental organization of the UN when I UNDP in the head. Now you need to. And you need to now organized program. We get them policies, they get everything. Where you did it, everything is calibrated, everything is benchmark. You just follow the mark. In can talk like for say, now Ingo go design them. You know, if you cannot understand the way how some of them we brother the year they think, you know, per all way it don't go school. This with man inferiority complex panam. So where they can't make majiji, they can't make gaya pawisi, as Mindima can say. You know, I think make Mindima say, "Ke bena him with abodi, bena him with abodi kande." But lengoa, but de kranunga siama like for say yesterday no day. Kande, you are just one of us. You don't get anything academically superior to any of us. If we did 1-to-1 on a debate, you don't go beat me for nothing. But you get this perception. Say you sabi. You know sabi pass then it's bright. Then it's bright, it talk French like water. When it's bright, it's very modest. And modesty na a virtue. Modesty na a virtue. And one thing per modesty a virtue. It a born a picking what they call patience. And wise people like you say, patience na a bitter tree, but it yield a delicious fruit. Can they? Patience. You know the panam. It don't mago. You don't cannot be fool. They play video now, they tell people and say, now this finally happen. When I see me so they put man and they pick me brain. Man like Kerry for smart work for United Nations, he's a medical doctor. Somebody like SL Bangura. Sierra Leone, the clever Sierra Leonean them. They're not in the south.
They call me how Africa could deal with this crisis. Some man want make a lesson
no more. They're not in the east. They're not in the west. The cleverest Sierra Leonean in there along the Rokel River. Now there you get more concentration of people than with PhD. In fact, the most educated Sierra Leonean, Mr. Bangura, he gets about 8 PhDs. Now along that Rokel belt, he come out. Look, man, like Dr. Fona, pediatrician. Eh? Look, one man, what they call Dr. Bampia. He do calculus. Look, one of the so man was so clever when they call Dr. Yansane. He work for the UN. Then they sabi mathematics like where the cham granite. Where one other can be a man, where come Mama Sombala. Dr. Sanko. AJ Sanko. He work for American Drug Company, as statistician. You know they put you and Cannon at the same place. We get Salomon and Wesabi book. Take books you don't panel crowd. You know they read them. If you the top of man and Wesabi book, we get them. Koso Thomas, he is revered. Now then kind of wait man they pick them brain because this is the weather man they write. The exploits we do for Leeds University, now this country and across the world. Then there is this other Creole fella, Dr. When I him that the brainchild for insulin. You know the area in the past, they make noise because when big dog they back, they know they make and they make move because they get authority. People they will read the land book. Now empty drum they make noise. Can they pass all the noise which he make? Tell me one thing we don't achieve for the country. You come, you tell we, but photovoltaic cells. That is how Frenchman call solar energy. Solar energy is just subsistence. You cannot run industry with solar energy. They can't fool una. Say na they do. If that was the case, France are the leader for solar engineering. And then get tropical weather in the south of France. But how comes they not get up to 5% of solar light? Because it's not able to turn big turbines. And besides, it's not environmentally friendly because the batteries them where they store the power where the sun they make, they get so much difficulty for rid of them. Then they cause more pollution than anything else. And if you say you want to do solar energy for industrial scale, you need hundreds of acres. A small country like Sierra Leone for do farming. If you go take hundreds of acres for solar, usa una go plants for feed una people. You know, so then guy they always say they land in big book they call themselves doctor. And I make one bobo where we didn't have a couple. When the doctor they pass it down and dog hello dog. And the doctor wave your hand, they say, I'm not tasting the hand food. And this is the case. This is the case. And if this man they talk about say with man and they pick a brain and people and they believe him, that shows a Sierra Leonean is still in the colonial mentality. Then still get the inferiority complex way with man plants pan them, and it's still there. And by now we don't wake up and we slumber. We don't change with mentality. Do ya, engineer? I want you play Canada waiting again. Let people are waiting now because we don't allow for a bit, and we get for close very soon. I don't know if Colin and they come inside. Now go answer some questions, but the reality here is I wanted people look at Scande. Who's I candidate? Would you vote there?
Sri Lanka 10-day inflation at 60%. That's Sri Lanka, you know, interest rate in Ghana 2 weeks ago at 29%. Ghana 18. Yes, full price inflation across Africa is between 35 to 40%, depending on the community. That's where we are. To get out of that, not over that, now hard work. This Ukraine-Russia war is tough. People like we the big we bring out for solvent for Africa. So yes, the country tough. Now that make us say we listen. President, you know you they cry. We will do the best for solvent. You know, go be by magic. But that's we all come together. Let some man not use that man they say, me they can fix that quick. Nada. This problem is a force. Obama when this crisis, you know like the people. He said it will take us time, but I will deliver. That's what we promised today. We will work on the economy. Yes, we will face corruption. Yes, we will face corruption.
You see, Kanda Yumkela na rankanomics na study. You get ranka na blood. You the team up with the light through your teeth. Ghana gets almost percent inflation or the interest rate, whichever you say. The reality is Ghana get one currency. Who gets two currencies? Ghana don't cut taxes for them people. We don't raise taxes. And Ghana, they cut panel expenditure. We expenditure, they become bigger and bigger and bigger every day. So, me don't know what you they talk about, Scande. If you are really honest about the situation of the country, you should be saying to yourself, wait a minute, we have two currencies. The currency denomination where we do has not worked. That has not helped the situation. The very first time now we history, Guinea, their money better pass we own. It not ever happened at the history of Sierra Leone. You come out, you go bring Ceylon, you bring Ghana, Guinea, where they near we wait for compare. Well, there's similar ecology, similar topography, similar culture, because Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia and be one kingdom. Now which man can divide them. Even the names them, you get to read in Sierra Leone, you get to read in Guinea, you get to read in Liberia. You get Tawia and Sierra Leone, you get in Guinea, you get in Liberia. We have so much in common. We get Koya and Guinea, you get in Liberia, you get in Sierra Leone. There are so much similarities. When they make comparative analysis, you get for be like for like. If you get for compare, let me take Guinea. Guinea, the airport tax na 10%. Na $10. $10. Now in the pay. How comes we they pay hundreds and hundreds and we flight ticket and we land in tax? How comes they trade and they complain about the level of taxation upon them? How comes petrol so dear? Waiting the government don't do. They don't get 5 years. They don't get any excuse. Things never got better. Presidents, they fly fitty fatter. Then you tell people and say, you're not going to know how violence bad. Pass way mosquito, sit down and you balls, you box them for killer, you miss the mosquito, and you end up for land by your balls. And that's when you're going to say violence is not nice at all. Now, in the talk this, because he know they suffer, because as I tell you now, he has been upgraded, he has been lifted to the stratosphere. The politicians, them, they are not partisan. Can they don't prove unto we? They don't forget about being NGC. They don't go cozy. Then they lie, they tell you now for say, we join, but we not join. We join, but we get separate entities. We join, we just they work no more together for peace. So when did we have this conflict? And what is the conflict about? Why you know they talk about the conflict, but just they talk about peace? What are the things that will they bring conflict? Now, injustices, they bring conflict. And if you get conflict, forget peace, you can forget justice. Justice is now a very vital ingredient for peace. You cannot deal with one, you left the other. So, what's in there at this box? Waiting there at this box. I dey wait for people and for tell me waiting at their own perception, but this election. But me feel to say we get a clear, not because me na APC. Me, anybody who they kill person, I afraid the business. Because when you don't kill, you don't sweet you. You go be kill your own people and back soon. So even in poultry, where you get what's in called feather pecking, a fowl gets a wound, the other fowl then will be tempted, then will pick that wound, then all of a sudden they all will become carnivorous, then will begin to kill themselves. So what's in the farmer get for do? The fall way begin the thing, when they catch them very quickly, then they call them, what's in a call, then they pull them on the flock, then they kill them. Then the one way get his sword, then they remove him and kill himself. But if the feather pecking take root, you get for call the whole flock. Sierra Leone will get for consider that. I remember we Rollins take power. The first time, he tried for say, inking waiting. It not be enough for say, the corruption so chronic that these people are ready to kill anybody with a standing way. Maada, you don't show that. And it gets greedier and greedier. So the Rollins take power second time. Waiting he do waiting poultry, then they do. Then call all the contaminated elements them. We not go say let them do that. When they just imprison them all. Malek Abbas Bundu, from where that man they show up on the shores of Sierra Leone, he has not done one thing we righteous, we beneficial to any Sierra Leonean. He don't sell with passport. He colluded with the rebels them for kill with people. He thief with property them. He gets a girlfriend when a Saleh Kuruma, where they work in lands and mines, sell them property, then they to ram. For very cheap way, not be need for do that. Pakabakecha, then send the Minister of Lands, then go na Parliament, then go revoke and take all the land and then I hand. Where he come as speaker, he don't make himself a bill, he don't present the bill in the Parliament, he don't take all the oaths them back. Abbas Bundu. Right under we nose. But how you take them back, not so we take them back in your hand. Sierra Leone are the only country, and whosoever win the election, you get for consider this. For me then control the purse, then get for do means testing. Anybody will get host na free and not for pay housing allowance again. Because you already have house. Waiting at the housing allowance. Now for people that were far in the country, they come to Parliament, then go rent for men and then a free town. So then go help them with that rent there. Fair enough. But if you already get a house, why should you be paid hefty amount of money? Why? Why? That is daylight robbery. And this man not only gets house, he gets houses. These are the things we make when I get for both this government out. This government deceptive. This government, they colluded corruptly for full we. Are we going to be stupid forever? Are we going to allow them to use us like the fools that they think we are? Like we can't, they can't tell we for say, and at the COVID, now I'm bringing the waiting. Before COVID come, we don't suffer. Before COVID come, people don't need to complain. Before COVID come, people say the ground dry. They ask the president say, you know, it will help nobody. If you're not able to help somebody, why you want to continue in the job? If you beget any dignity and any decency, you don't resign and apologize to the people. People let me laugh, but Mama did it. Mama na man will get the fear of God in her. He take responsibility. He said things are not going the way I they anticipate. He said the income they not come as it should come. In sorry, but he go pull up his socks. He go try. You know, when you get a leader where they feel the people, them pinches, them pain, the way it behave is different. The way it talk to her with compassion. It talk to her with empathy. It talk to her with consideration of this and that. What the man say? Before he defend the people, freedoms, he defend their rights. He saying go defend himself. Anybody mess with her, he ain't go deal with her. Are you threatening us? You Minister of Interior, Lima. What did he say to us? He ain't go crush we professionally. What is professional crushing? What is professional in crushing somebody? You take half back, you whap a cockroach, you nyama. Where you crush something like where you take yabas and pepper, you put on a stone, you grind them, take kuno, you take pepper and yabas, you put on a matado, you beat them, take it purified, ikuno, you take yabas and pepper, you put on a blender, you blend them. Is that how you're going to treat your people? Put them in a blender and blend them? You say you crush them professionally? That means you decapitate them. Oh Lord, you devour them. You're not a predator. You team up on national television. Then the Minister of Foreign Affairs talk for say the people them na poverty mentality they get because they get concerned about the expenditure, the large spending where the government involved in, the bad fiscal management, how they misuse money, how the man just the charge aeroplane they fly like for say, you know, in a paper board. Where people they say, hey boy, they fly too much, so he say, I go fly like that. He give them free word. He was sarcastic. He not give a damn. He not give a monkey's ass. This is not person where they be with leader. Now this is not the person who I want for me today in the next 5 years. I go put on to Leoneans. If that happens, the nightmare will not end. The nightmare, instead, it will turn to mental health issue, where a lot of people will begin to suffer from psychosis, dementia, and many other psychotic problems. Because this will harm a lot of people, and the next 5 years will be the longest 5 years. For the one that we don't decide for votes on a tribal line, we are coexisting. One tribe cannot live alone. We they coexist. Me what they talking ayaso. I have a niece from Moyamba, proper Mende. I get a brother-in-law where I love very much. Mende man. I respect him very much. Mende man. In fact, he's the first entomologist in Sierra Leone. Very modest man. Very decent man. So, what are we talking about here? We are all interdependent. We are all interconnected. We get a codependency. We all need each other. Remember, we get one constitution. If the constitution talk for say, you not for kill. Nobody not for kill anybody. We all for frown at somebody with a kill. If na minde man kill, we all for condemn him. We all for remove him. But minde man not go talk for say, well, now we brother, mundi me I go where I na me a healing na. Ke jamosia. Ma jiji uto ahi. Na le wrong awole adere ke ji. Ke gbe na hi buta. Elina. How could you do that? At the end of the day, where you go buy rice? Me the man not get different price. Team the man not get different price. Where you go na the corner hospital? Where not they function right? No tribe not get preferential treatment. Where you go there, they say oxygen not there. If oxygen not there, not there. And some people then they die 50 fatter. So many people then. In as much as we not get plenty call. Today, what I want to say this. We have to search with conscience. Sierra Leone, mistakes have been made. They want in a reference point. But we're not going to continue to live in the past. We get to move forward. But I go make them clear to everybody. See, what we have now is not what we need after June 24. What we have now is not satisfactory for the well-being of every man, woman, and child of the country. What we have now is not dignified for the country. Make Kande no kanti map a giuna, a usual sweet mouth. And the man where sadly when they be make him, it look like for say shame not be there. And we have to try so hard for that we find shame by for him. Because Kande need forget really shame panam. Because if he gets any shame, he go look himself in a mirror. He advise himself. This is not a route I should take. If I am a progressive, public interest would be my priority, and that's what I would focus on. But we have a man, educated as he is, he's still holding onto his own personal wishes, his own personal interest, neglecting that of the very people that he was saying salon force. When you say salon force, if I understand Creole, Uda make salon. Salon a piece of land. Salon are people they make Sierra Leone. And then people then they the interest na inke be above anything else. If your decision was based on the well-being of every Sierra Leonean, we would not be the way we did so. Why we your situation get for be different? Why we always go to holla why you here? Why we all, me we sit down here, me papa na one of them people in this, make God bless his soul inside there. Me papa not be ever like politics. Me papa they talk for say politics not for gunyara. Politics nothing way bad. But I wish I had known differently. Because politics not everybody's business. Anybody tell you otherwise, they are not correct. If you reject politics, you don't reject your freedoms. If you reject for participate, you don't become a passive contributor to the failings of your country. If you fail for participate, you are equally responsible for the foolish decision where the idiots them will fill in the vacuum, put on a throw, because where you intelligent, resourceful person refuse for fill in that space, because politics now in they make the everyday decisions where they affect the school where you pick it and you go, affect the medical services where they get, affects the kind water where they drink, affects the kind rice where they eat, affects the kind plasas where they cook, affects the kind toilet roll where they use, affects the kind chicken where they eat, affects the kind air where they blow, affects the environment where you dey. If you choose not for take part, then way full man them corrupt the system like how they don't corrupt Sierra Leone. So don't turn your face and say I have nothing to do with it. Oh, you took passive role because you sat there, you saw it happening, and you failed to do the needful, because we all want for be. We're not only business, you're not getting nothing to do with me. If you're not getting nothing to do with you now, wait and come for find good school for you picking which school not there. Then it's the price you have to pay. So if you want good school, make sure you put person where they pay good school. If now you get for be the one we go be in politics for make good school and there for people, then so be it. We all get responsibility. The whole reason why the country rotting so are because every Sierra Leonean has been useless these last 60-something years. Because all man the wait say, na kande, na the Moses. When I can read that talk, they me fuk na so you can the crap. For make a country not to one person, now we all roll. It's all our country. Now we all get for join hands them together and pull that wheel. And if we succeed, now glory for we all. If we fail, now pain for all. Right now, as things they be, now we only suffer. They say she pay them go to no to one. Now FIBA then FIBA. Sarah don't know with this, so man with them sick, then they go India. Some man with them sick, then they go England. Some man with them sick, then they go Ghana. But the majority with them sick, then go languish, then go suffer, then go perish, then go see hell on earth before they die, because medicine not there. Medical facilities are not there. Before that, with government, then they go bring private company, then for open hospital. People not getting for it. Then they go bring private company, then for can do dialysis, where they pay almost $1 for session. Whose poor man go get kidney failure, he able to pay for dialysis in Sierra Leone? Una ask me this question. Why would they bring privatization na a country with a Manjalanji culture, a country where get small economy? In fact, we not get economy. We're not underdeveloped country. We're not even developing country. Why? When they bring up, they make road, they say toll road. What until the man called toll? Motol! Now criminality. Now rascal move. What's in a toll? What's in a toll? Motol. Now toll road. Now crafty road. Now Konkoroma road. Because toll now a direct tax on the people. The people don't pay tax, then they ride road, then they pay tax. Now England, any road we get toll road, then get 3 other free roads them. We are the main road for Canada City. Why are people paying toll? And I'm told them, who don't know be waiting I'm told. Ask him the man and tell you the meaning. Now fraud. That is fraud. Then when they know they say prices and they go up. Now all that they lift the prices. Because any driver when they pass the way pay the toll, they charge you more transportation. Then you get people in the can mean economists. Family. We don't talk a little bit. Now me come. Every good thing get for come to an end. And I make it for go. But I get for say to una, the promised land, na a place. But for go na any place, you get for find the right vehicle. The vehicle where we get for take for go this promised land. Now for there una get una put our IDs them. Make una sit down, make una think. If na mende vote una, they go vote. It's up to una. If na Timini vote una, they go vote. It is up to una. If na Limba vote una, they go vote. It is up to una. If na SLPP vote una, they go vote. It is up to una. If na APC vote una, they go vote. It is up to una. But whatever una they do, una get for think about now and tomorrow. If una like how una dey right now, then una not do nothing. But there is a law. If you don't do nothing, don't expect anything. Una not talk for say, hey, God dey, God not the vote, now una get for vote. God don't give una autonomy, he give una choice. Even when you be Muslim, not to God pick for you for be Muslim. It's your decision. Not to God pick you for be Christian. It's your choice. The same way, and your choice for be APC, and your choice for be SLPP. So, June 24, you have to do something for make we will experience a change. If we fail to say, we will not like within, they go on now. So, family, today, we don't talk about these elections. These elections are the most polarized, are the most troubled, are the most corrupted, are the most mixed up. And unfortunately, now we get segmented in. They on the rampage. Are you going to let them catch the chickens? And the last time where I check, now we not the chicken demo. If you're not chicken, run for your life. Family, now the word that. Now Imran T, they say tata. And by the grace of God, we could come again with more discussions than like them one day. And first and foremost, I want to thank the host, where now Mr. Prince Koma, a very, very patriotic Sierra Leonean, where they work tirelessly or try or bring wisdom, understanding, and knowledge that the mind of we people them for make them go emancipate themselves up here. This is not time to sleep. The roof is on fire. Can they see the inflation? They all about. But inflation are like rain. Where if for them, it is for everybody a roof. Ghana then get a new rain. They don't patch the roof. Guinea then get a rain. They don't patch the roof. Ceylon get a new rain. They don't patch the roof. Within Maada be you. And can they don't do. They not buy potty. They not call carpenter. The roof they leak. Now umbrella that we open inside us. Then they want to be for Glady. Family, now they want that. And Imran they say tata. Thank you, me family. Same time, next week, we go bring out fraudsters,